What's good, everybody? Jackson's Gambit here. So, I just got finished watching the movie Primitive War. I don't seek out these kind of movies. They just sort of find me. Think of this movie like a cross between Kong Skull Island and Jurassic World. But I gotta admit, I didn't hate this movie. Didn't necessarily love it either. And they released this thing in theaters. I've been hearing that they're concerned that movie theaters are dying out. And you put this thing in theaters? Man, y'all must have been trying to get some back for this.
I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
In the movie Primitive War, we're going back in time to the Vietnam War. A recon unit just got finished their last mission, ready to go home, grab a beer, when a classified mission inconveniently drops in their lap. Their mission is to uncover what happened to a platoon that went missing. Don't you just love those kinds of missions? First you tell me it's classified, then you want me to go to a place in an unfamiliar area where people went missing. It doesn't take long for them to figure out what happened to that platoon. Dinosaurs. In the middle of the Vietnam War. Dinosaurs.
What kind of place is this?
5 out of 10. Let me tell you something that this movie actually got right. When you go into a hostile environment, whether it be war or an area full of dinosaurs, you come prepared and you come with guys. A lot of guys.
Pause.
That's the one stripe that I got about all the Jurassic Park movies, is that it's always 1 or 2 paleontologists and 1 or 2 gunmen. Hell, in The Lost World, Hammond didn't even hire a gunman. He hired a photographer and a tech guy. John Hammond was cheap. I'm starting to understand Dennis Nedry now in Jurassic Park. These guys had no idea what they were getting themselves into, but they were armed to the teeth. But half the time it looked like they weren't even hitting anything. All them bullets you using and not making no contribution. And with all these bullets you using, where are you getting the ammo? Huh? What you got, unlimited bullets? At one point, all the velociraptors stormed the compound that they're in. And I'm not talking about just like 4 or 5 like we normally see. I'm talking about hundreds. It was crazy. I'm looking at the screen like, yo, there can't be that many velociraptors out there. The remaining survivors were circling around the helicopter as they were trying to make their escape. And everybody in that group had a machine gun killing velociraptors. The only who survived had a machete and he was cutting down. The only paleontologist, because there's only one, who had never held a gun in her life, had dual pistols and killing velociraptors. I was like, oh, wow, that was a quick turnaround. Out there looking like the Walmart Expendables. This movie got real violent with the casualties. And I'm not talking about close up or branches shaking while people get eaten. They showed you everything. They got pterodactyls eating insides like slurping up spaghetti. I do not. But one thing I did find interesting is that they gave the velociraptors feathers. I mean, raptor does mean birds of prey. Yes, Jurassic Park is my favorite movie. But when the dinosaurs bit down, I was expecting a sound that sounded more menacing, not sounding like throwing a paper towel roll against the wall. The writing in this movie was trash. Trash. The explanation for how the dinosaurs got there was it was a wormhole. A man-made wormhole in the 1950s.
Oh, it's not true. That's impossible.
But at least it did have some character development with what the soldiers had to go through involving war, like depression and regret. Even with all those dinosaurs running around, they were still able to put together some real human moments. Now, if you could just put some money together for some better CGI, because them dinosaurs look like trash. To sum it up, it looks like they've watched every other dinosaur movie and thought to themselves, more velociraptors, more deaths, and more explosions. More! This movie is a hit it and quit it. But it was fun.
That's what she said.
Primitive War is now streaming on YouTube, Google TV, Fandango at Home, Amazon Prime, and Apple TV for $4.99. Y'all gonna have to take the L on this one. Free